go. We're back at the Showcase House, 2898 Broadway, with the designer who will be doing the kitchen for the showcase, Chantal Lamberto.
I have a small firm here in San Francisco. We're just located over on Sacramento Street, boutique, residential, interior design, focusing on a holistic view of the whole home. So down to the architecture, the interior finishes, the flow and space planning, and then all of the furnishings and finishes as well.
That is soup to nuts.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I mean, we're here in the house.
Yes.
So why don't we walk around a bit and you can let us know a bit what you're thinking, what direction you're taking. Alrighty, so Chantal is going to be doing the kitchen here at the Showcase House. So, number one,
welcome.
Why did you want to do the kitchen?
Well, when I first walked in this room, it was quite different than it looks right now. But there was a gentleman here talking about appliances, and I just was like, absolutely not. This is way too much work. And I just walked right through the room. Because it's a big room. There's a lot of different design elements, and it is a challenging space to lay out.
And all of it is going to be different than what it was. I mean,
all of it is different, except for the historic windows. Those stayed. These, I don't believe, are original to the house, but they are vintage, so we kept them. Mm-hmm. But everything else is different. So the layout, the finishes, there was a fireplace. I know, but on even here, wall.
Right? Yeah. There was a fireplace here
that took up so much of the foot space that we really, I wanted to open it up and create space for the large island, which I really felt needed to anchor the room. And I should just take a step back because you asked why I said was excited about the room or signed up for it or whatever. And I realized that I could do it. There were so many design challenges, but we could greatly improve it and it would be a great space. And it's such a special part of the home, and we're adjacent to some really incredible fellow designers, and it just felt like a good year, a good space.
And it is the top floor.
It's the top floor,
and the kitchen is always sort of where the heart is, and so you've got the beautiful views as well through these vintage windows. And it is the top floor, so I think as you move through the home, especially during Showcase, everybody will kind of end up here. Well,
that's the hope, and creating a space that's really inviting and open and has good circulation. I think that was part of what I felt we could really improve upon from the previous design, and just kind of bringing it into a room that made sense with the house. We're drawing on kind of an British manor house aesthetic for the kitchen, for the cabinetry. Simple, strong elements, but not a lot of fussiness, not a lot of adornment, which will be really interesting because last year at Showcase we did kind of the polar opposite. It was the butterfly room, which had a lot going on. It was a little girl's room, and but people would come into the room last year and say, there's so much going on, and yet there's a sense of calm. And so I wanted to just make sure we really still harness that sense of calm. And so I don't know, am I allowed to say what the room's called, or?
Well, I think we leave some of that for the future, for later.
Okay.
But you did say that you've done Showcase before. How many times have you done it?
So this is just my second time, our firm's second time. we were really excited to do a room. We were selected to do a room in the year that the showcase didn't happen. So that was the year before last year.
Yeah.
And then last year was the first year where it came to life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So now it's your second run. But here, I mean, with these windows, and there are some interesting angles.
I mean, there is a lot going on.
There is, and a skylight, 2 doors.
This was, the ceiling here was lower than it is right now. And I wanted to give the windows breathing space. So we both raised the roof or ceiling as high as we could. And then there was also 6-inch wide molding on these windows. So 6 inches and 6 inches and about 1/4 of an inch of wall in between.
Oh, interesting.
And it just felt like everything was crammed in and the proportions were kind of wrong. So we're scaling everything way back to just have a more delicate feeling, more wall space, lighting, area for outlets. This right here, should I say what this is?
Yeah, you can,
So you can get a peek of the Golden Gate Bridge, and this is a bar area. So there will be a wine fridge and lots of storage and a countertop to look at the view, which is nice. And then a lot of open walking space around.
And a
huge
giant island here.
I really had to fight for this island, and I'm so happy that it's
well, it's also framed so beautifully with the skylight.
With the skylight, yes.
So it'll look very lit up and welcoming.
Anchored and welcoming. And even though there's a lot going on in the room, there was a very easy kind of focal center line. So the skylight is centered on the island, which is centered on the range, which that kind of helped to center everything and calm it down.
Because this side is a bit, whatever, interesting, shall we say. There's a lot going on, while this will be very symmetrical and even. So I like that play with it. And then you have a little doggy door here.
Yes, I'm a sucker for storage or just using every little bit, and this was an unusable space, and so we were kind of thinking, we have a lot of cabinetry, a lot of base cabinetry. We didn't need more cabinetry, so it's the perfect spot for a dog. Oh, yeah, a dog bed.
It is. I love it. Yeah, so I mean, I just said that because that's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Makes sense. My little dog would love it in there.
Yeah, cozy little spot. And we discovered, so there was a lay light on this skylight. It was capped off at the bottom, and so you really didn't get the experience of the full height.
Right.
And so we took it off and opened it up because it was also an oval, which was just too much going on. And so we raised it up, and it's kind of TBD on whether or not we're going to put a steel framework under what's up there. But we're exploring it.
Well, it gives it nice volume as well. It's an interesting space to work in because it is sort of angled and up and down and around.
Like, where did
that's the challenge. I mean, this is why, the professional, you actually know what to do with this space. But that's what's so great about having the opportunity to sort of start from scratch, but also work with the, original architecture of the home to find that balance of the new, the old, but also think about how people live now. Because it is different since there's a catering kitchen downstairs.
Amazing.
And a dining room downstairs for formal entertaining. This is much more, family style.
And I think, I haven't actually spoken with the owners, but we've had conversations through the process, and they really feel this is the heart. This was the heart of their family experience of the home, and I didn't fully understand that until I heard that from them. And so I think that also really helped frame like what's happening in this kitchen, what's this used for, who's up here all the time, because it is a house with multiple kitchens.
Yeah, and it has the family room.
Right.
That John De La Cruz is doing, and so these two rooms together, you know, this is where you spend most of your time.
Right, and I don't know, I think because it's so light up here, I just have this sense that people will just, family, friends, whatever, showcase, they'll just kind of be drawn to the light.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, you are very kind to let us give a little sneak peek of what's coming.
Wow.
So with that, we'll say goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
Thank you for watching, and there'll be more to come as we develop this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you guys.